Hello, listeners. This is Kat, and welcome back to Put Your Hands Up Podfics. This will be the continuation of Is Neutrality Not Enough? This will be Part 3, Chapter 3. Owl is sitting at the League's bar, talking with Shigaraki about some business, when a man with black hair and purple scars walks into the bar. Yo, I heard that Owl would be here today. Owl raises an eyebrow at the stranger, even though nobody can see it. That's Dobby, that one new recruit. He joined recently, Shigaraki mutters to Al. Now he remembers the guy. He had to do some research on him for Shigaraki and came across some interesting facts. Al turns around completely to face the new man. Well, Toya Todoroki, you're in luck. I'm Al. What do you want to talk about? Dobby looks surprised for a second before smoothing his face out again and taking place next to Al. Shigaraki stands up and mutters something about a boring side quest before he picks up his gaming console and starts gaming. I heard about your little quest to make Endeavor's life difficult. What about it? Dobby grins. I won in. Al crosses his arms and critically looks Dobby up and down. That's fine, but I have the better information network, and you really don't have anything to offer, so I do want payment. What did you have in mind? I want to train with you. Dobby raises an eyebrow at this. Why would you want to train with me? Al snorts. I did my research. You're good at combat, and I want to stay in shape. It's a win-win for both of us. Dobby is silent for a while, thinking it over. All right, deal. Al grins. Great, then let's start taking Endeavor down. A kick. Izuku ducks. Immediately a wave of blue fire follows. Izuku skips to the side, out of the fire's range, and tries to get close to Dobby from behind. He's about to wipe the man's feet from under him, when in the last second, Dobby turns around and grabs his wrist. He throws Izuku over his shoulder and pins him to the ground. Izuku tries to wiggle his way out of the tight grip, but to no avail. Well done, kid. You almost had me. Dobby grins. He extends a hand to Izuku, which the other gladly accepts. You're still quicker than me, Izuku says, wiping the sweat from his forehead, and sitting down on one of the benches in the abandoned warehouse where they train. Do you have anything new for Plan Endahor? He asks, after he's taken a big gulp from his water bottle. Plan Endahor was the name of their plan to take down Endeavor. They had been working on it for months now, slowly gathering more information and proof. Unfortunately, it was difficult. The number 2 hero hid his dark secrets well. Dobby shakes his head. No, I got some contacts, but they're being fucking difficult. Izuku sighs. I'll see what I can get. That's when his phone buzzes. He unlocks his phone and sees that May has sent him a text. Izuku, my letter came in. Hey, come over. Izuku, answer me. I'll be there soon. Please don't burn down your workplace in the meantime, May. Izuku stands up and swings his bag over his shoulder. I have to go. See you next week. Dobby nods. See ya. When Izuku walks into the workshop, he is greeted by an explosion and a hyperactive pink-haired girl bouncing around the room. She's moving from invention to invention, cackling about a record amount of explosions in a short period of time. May, I'm here. May! There's no reaction as she keeps running around and causes another explosion. Once the smoke clears, Izuku sees that she's about to cause another explosion, so he takes a deep breath and... May, I'm here, it's Izuku! At the name Izuku, her head turns around and she zooms into his face. Then suddenly, she's standing in front of him. Izuku, my letter arrived this morning, she says as she keeps zooming in and out of his face with her quirk. It took you so long to get here, I'm going crazy. Izuku laughs at the sight of his friend. I'm sorry, I was training with Dobby. By the way, what did I tell you about not blowing up your workshop? You only said something about not setting it on fire, nothing about explosions, she pouts. Izuku sighs. Okay, well, you want to open the letter? Excited, the pink-haired girl turns around. Yes! Welcome to your support academy. The hero power loader says, and the screen turns black. I got in, Izuku! I got in! May turns around and gives Izuku a hug. Surprised, Izuku hugs his friend back. Thanks for giving me cool ideas for my babies, Izuku. It definitely helped. Izuku smiles. I'm glad I could help. He had met May shortly after he started his information business here in Japan. He had needed some support gear for a certain occasion, and she happened to provide it. Her parents also make support gear for the underground. That's how he got in contact with her. May herself didn't sell to villains, but she would sell to anyone else. That's how it came that she made all the support gear for Izuku. He didn't need much, but when he needed it, he always went to her. In exchange, he would test out her babies or offer her new ideas. Come on, Izuku. We have to celebrate this. You want to watch that one sci-fi movie I sent you last week? Izuku chuckles. Sure. When they watch a sci-fi movie, it always ends with May wanting to make all the inventions she sees in it. Excited, May drags Izuku to her apartment, which is located above the workshop her and her parents share. Not much later, the two are sprawled on the couch watching Dune, a pre-Quirk movie, whilst eating popcorn. May is already sketching out new ideas for one of her inventions inspired by the movie. Halfway through the movie, Izuku receives a message on his phone. He unlocks it and clicks on the message. From Shinso. I got in. I can't believe it. I'm actually going to be a hero. That's awesome. You deserve it. You worked hard. Thanks. Izuku smiles. Looks like more than one of his friends is going to UA. It's the first day of high school, and Izuku is on his way to school. His father wanted him to attend a high school in case he wanted to do something else with his life. Izuku thought that was highly unlikely, but here he is, making his way over to a school relatively nearby his apartment. He is nearing the school when he's roughly pulled to the side into an alley and slammed against a wall. Two of his old classmates are looming over him. He recognizes them as two of Bakugo's lackeys. One can extend his fingers, and the other can enlarge his mouth slightly and sharpen his teeth. He stares straight back at them and asks, What? Mouth Guy laughs. Ha! He actually manages to speak. Fingers laughs with him and cracks his knuckles. What are you doing here, you quirkless nerd? Fingers asks. Izuku raises an eyebrow at him. It is too early to deal with this shit. I'm going to school. Huh? What did you say? Fingers moves closer into Izuku's personal space. Stay out of our way, you useless piece of shit. You're not worth anything, not even the school's time. Izuku has really had enough of bullies. He's dealing with more serious shit nowadays, and they're really starting to get annoying. Well, if you guys hadn't dragged me into this alley, I would have just minded my own business, so it's more like you're the ones who should stay out of my way. Don't talk to me like that, you nerd. Fingers spits as he makes a move to shove Izuku against the wall again. But this time, Izuku is ready. He grabs the guy's wrist, moves out of the way, and slams him against the wall instead. I said, Izuku murmurs into Fingers' ear. Stay out of my fucking way. I just want to go to school undisturbed. Otherwise, You'll do what, huh? What can someone like you do? Fingers interrupts, even though his voice sounds wobbly. Izuku stands back so Mouth Guy can see his face too. Then he smiles. It's not a nice smile, no. It's an ice-cold smile. A smile he uses as owl against people who break the contract. He lets his owl aura out a bit, and his eyes glint dangerously. The bullies feel a shiver run down their spines as the air seems to be made of frost. I'll ruin your life. I'll ruin it so much you'll never be able to get a job, or a partner, or housing. I'll make you regret every decision you've ever made. The bullies stand frozen, their eyes wide in fear. Then Mouth Guy grabs Fingers' wrist and pulls him out of the alley. Come on, this guy's crazy! And they run out of the alley. Izuku takes a deep breath, lets his owl aura disappear, and looks on his phone. Damn it. He has to hurry, otherwise he'll be late. He grabs his bag, which had been tossed aside, and walks out of the alley on his way again to his first day of high school. That was the last time anyone at school tried anything with Izuku. It's the next day, and Izuku is on the train back to his apartment. He refreshes the news page, and a news article pops up. UA break-in. Reporters managed to break into UA. Is the UA wall really so impenetrable? Izuku frowns and clicks on the article. He reads through it, and somewhere in the middle they have added a video. Curious, he clicks on the video. Someone is filming the reporters asking questions at a closed gate. They're all crowding the gate when suddenly it turns to dust and everyone storms inside. The alarm goes off, but now nothing can stop the reporters from entering the school grounds. The one who's filming is also running inside when... Wait a minute. Turn to dust. Oh. Shigaraki. Izuku sighs and leans back. I guess Shigaraki's starting his plans on taking down All Might. Somehow he has a bad feeling about this. He doesn't really care about what Shigaraki does. That's something he prides himself in as Al. He is and will stay neutral. However, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have any rules or morals. No kids get maimed or killed, and not too many civilians get involved in an attack. Those are the only rules he has when it comes to the plans clients want to execute with his information. Unfortunately, Izuku has a feeling Shigaraki is about to break one of those rules. As Al, he has learned to trust his instincts. They've saved him often when working in the underground. But he doesn't want to meddle too deeply in the whole heroes versus villains shenanigans. Maybe it's time to pay Eraserhead a visit, he thinks with a grim expression. It's close to midnight, and Shota is sitting on a rooftop looking out over the city. He's taking a short break from his patrol, and is just enjoying the wind up here when... Hello again, Al. A figure chuckles and emerges from the shadows. You really are one of the best underground heroes around. Not many people notice me. Al takes place a bit further away from Shota on the rooftop. Shota sighs. He thought he could just have a normal patrol for once. Why are you here, Al? Well, I just wanted to know how your new class is, Al says, with a mischievous tone in his voice. Shota glares at him. You don't get any information on that, and it is not why you're here. Aw, tell me, have you expelled anyone yet? Al fake pouts. Shota continues glaring at him. Al huffs. Geez, I'm just trying to make small talk. Okay, I got some information that you probably would like to know. Shota gestures for Al to continue. He is curious about what Al has to say. Usually if Al wants to pass on some information for whatever reason, he contacts Tsukauchi. This is new. You're a teacher at UA, right? Before Shota can answer, Al continues. Be prepared for an attack somewhere in the next week or two. The informant turns and looks Shota in the eye. His expression is more serious than what Shota has ever seen on him, or he guesses so. He can't really see the informant's face behind the mask. Shota nods. But Al, why? Al is looking past Shota with a puzzled look in his eyes. Shota turns around to look where he was looking, but he sees nothing. When he turns back around again, Al is gone. Damn it. Shota curses. He fell for the oldest trick in the book. With a grunt, he gets up. Better finish up this patrol route. It seems like he has to speak to Nezu tomorrow. All right, listeners, this concludes Chapter 3 of Is Neutrality Not Enough? Chapter 4 will be up next. We're getting more into the heart of this one, with some situations coming up where Izuku has to relay some information over to the heroes. So drop your thoughts, reactions, comments below, and as always, thank you all so much for listening.